Hey, my name is Lee Schusler, and I'm going to be going over the Lessons Learned PowerPoint for technical writing, which is English 3043. I took this course in the summer of 2019 online at Auburn University, and so I'm just going to kind of be giving a quick summary of basically the main 5 things that we covered in this class and talk about those a little bit. So like I said, the class was kind of divided up into 5 little segments, and we had a project as the culmination of each sector, if you will. So the first one was on resumes and cover letters. And basically for this assignment, we were assigned to find 2 jobs that we would like to apply to upon graduation, and then write a cover letter and create a resume that would be appropriate for these jobs. So the main thing with these cover letters, formatting is key. You're going to want to make sure your heading, your date, your address, greeting, all this stuff is perfect, because again, for a lot of these jobs, so many people are going to be applying that it's got to be perfect. If it's not, it'll be thrown out to the side. Another key thing is paragraph structure and overall length. So you're not going to want your cover letter to be 3 pages. It kind of follows a general set in stone formula, if you will, for what a cover letter should look like. And you're going to want customization based on position and firm. This is key. No 2 cover letters are going to look the same. So if you're looking at different jobs or different firms, you're going to want to adjust your cover letter for those changes. And basically the overall takeaway is your cover letter is your opportunity to tell your story and sell yourself. This is the qualitative, if you will, where you get to personalize it and basically put your spin on why you would be a good fit for this company from a personality perspective. On the contrary to that, the resume, again, proper formatting is huge. Your font, your word placement, spacing and bullets are key on a resume. You want it to have a very strong aesthetic appeal, because again, people are not going to be looking at this resume for that long. Typically, it's estimated that most people look at resumes for less than a minute before putting them to the side. So you don't have that long. You want to make it pop. So with this, again, the formatting is huge. You're going to want to have key headings that are very, very easy to look at. Typically, you're going to see major headings like education, work experience, skills and certifications, and then kind of another oddball one like leadership and activities, or societies and organizations, something kind of that nature of involvements. Effective wording and communication is key. You want to be able to communicate clearly yet concisely important factors that are going to be valuable to your future employer and show them why you are a good candidate for this job. And again, this is kind of given the background of who you are as an individual and the experience that you have that makes you qualified. So if you want to kind of look at the cover letter and the resume as they relate to each other, it's pretty fair to say that the cover letter is the qualitative side of you, and then the resume is going to give the employer the quantitative side of you, so they kind of get that overall picture. The second thing that we looked at in this class was writing instructions, which is great, something I'd never had experience doing before. And I got to do my project on a beginner's guide to equity research, which is basically just walking somebody through FactSet and kind of a guide to looking at common stocks. So the main thing for something like this is obviously, first of all, choosing a topic. You want to choose a topic you're passionate about and something that you can inform others about that they might not really know too much about. You also want to have a pretty straightforward title. You can have kind of a catchy phrase or something of that nature, but you don't want to be confusing. That's not what the title's for. After that, you're going to start off with a general overview, kind of an introduction, and tell the people what the end goal of the instructions are. And you're going to want to make very clear and understandable headings and use effectively spacing and images. Obviously, some people aren't going to want to sit through maybe a 50-page instructional brochure, but at the end of the day, if they're getting confused, if you concise all that into 15 pages and people are getting confused and they lose their place too easily, that's not what people want either. So you want to find a balance. Again, use images when applicable, and also provide proper warnings and cautions when necessary. This is something key for liability reasons that must be provided. Numbering your steps is really, going back to the organization, numbering your steps is very key and can help people stay on pace. And overall, to kind of summarize that, just simplicity is huge. Simplicity goes a very long way. Lots of times it's easy to think that people want to read these fancy words and all these great long sentences, but at the end of the day, when you're giving instructions to somebody, you think about it for your own sake. When you're reading through instructions, you want something very basic and something you can follow. So that's pretty standard when writing instructions like this. The third thing that we did in this class was an instructional video, and basically took the instructional writings that we had and put that in video format. So again, obviously choosing a topic is huge for this. And then writing a script. You're going to want to write a script out so that you have something to follow along with. And this doesn't mean that you've got to literally be reading off of a page while you're presenting your video, but it gives you a very good outline of what you're going to be looking at. And then you're also going to want to make a storyboard, which basically, if you're going to have images in this presentation, it's going to kind of match the images in the script, and that way you don't get confused, kind of get off balance, and you make sure you're going in the right direction at the pace that you want to be going. You're also going to want to check for appropriate length. You're not going to want to have an hour-long video. You know, if you could cover the same material in 5 minutes, because people's time is valuable, and people just like, kind of with the brochures and the writing instructions, if you can make it shorter, people like that more. So you want to make it as concise as possible while still being fully complete. Also, you're going to want to select the best media for filming or recording your presentation if you are going to be posting that in an online video of sort or recording. So definitely something you need to think about as you're going through that process. And you're always going to want to complete a practice run. You know, most of the times with presentations, that's not something that you're going to knock out the very first time. You might, and that's awesome if so, but for the majority of people, that's something that comes with, you know, good presentation skills, good communication skills, public speaking. That comes with practice. So always complete a couple practice runs before you actually have to present for the first time to the audience, whether that be live or online. And then when it's actually time to present, follow your script and your storyboard. You know, you've prepared that research for a reason, that resource, and so don't waste it. Don't just all of a sudden try and go off script and come up with all these great things to say. Utilize what you've put into place. So the fourth thing, moving on from that, the fourth thing that we covered in this class was professional proposals. And this was something that was great. I had the opportunity to do some research on a company called Beyond Meat and the valuation of that company. And so this was something I was pretty passionate about and glad I got to share. And basically, with any proposal, you're going to want to start by assessing a problem. There's really no need to propose anything if a situation is perfect, because it really couldn't get any better. So you're going to want to look at a situation where something is in error or something could simply be improved upon, and then you're going to examine all the possible causes of the problem, because you want to see things from all sides. You want to see all perspectives, and that's going to give you a clearer view. You're going to want to hone in and determine what is the most predominant cause of this problem, and then you're going to want to tailor that. Once you've kind of seen everything, you're going to want to tailor your solution to that and speak to how your solution provides better opportunities than maybe what existed before. And then with this, again, it comes down to presenting your research effectively. So whether that be in writing form, presenting your proposal in a way that is readable, understandable, and again, concise, in a way that is appreciative of your reader's time, or whether it be through an online media, using what you have and making sure that you follow a script and a storyboard if you should choose to use something like that. And again, practicing over and over to put you in a good position to succeed in that aspect. And then the fifth and final segment of this class is the summary of the class, really, and it's kind of culminated into this PowerPoint, which is a summary and presentation of what we've learned in this class. And so anytime you're looking at summarizing, you know, we're trying to summarize a semester's worth of material in 10 minutes. And so when you're looking at something like that, obviously you're not going to be able to talk about everything you've learned. So you're going to first of all just want to review all the material and see everything you've learned, and then with that you're going to want to analyze the key concepts and kind of see what sticks out to you, what you think is most important. And if you're giving somebody the broad takeaways, you know, if you're talking to somebody about a 2-hour movie, you're not going to sit there and talk to them for 2 hours about the whole movie. You're going to give them the key takeaways. So you're going to want to analyze the key concepts and write a general overview. And basically these are the key ideas that you're going to want to communicate to your audience. And then with this, you can choose to prepare a script and a storyboard. Again, these are great tools to utilize through your presentation, because they really give you an aid and keep you on track, give you lots of guidance. And then again, before you present, I know I've mentioned it multiple times, but practice. Practicing you cannot overestimate the importance that practice has when you're looking at presentation skills and something like public speaking. It's only going to come, you're only going to get more comfortable through practice. So once you've done this, again, just follow your script and your storyboard and be comfortable. You've done the research, you've done all the legwork, and now it's just time to communicate your findings to others. So this is basically the entire summary and presentation of all that I've learned in this class. I think technical writing has been a great opportunity for me and given me lots of exposure to things that I've never seen before and might not have seen otherwise had I not taken this course in my time at Auburn. And I think it's prepared me very well for opportunities in the future after graduation.